Ladies and gentlemen, seekers, good day or good night, depending on whenever you're tuning in, wherever you're tuning in to the existential shift, dear seeker, old and new. My name is Morgana, and this is the month of August, Leo season, and the nodes have just, like, literally 20 minutes ago transited into Aquarius and Leo, into Aquarius, South Node into Leo, and Saturn stations retrograde in Aries, which I actually like this energy. Saturn retrograde, Saturn rules Aquarius. It's retrograding in Aries, which trines Leo, where the North Node is, and sextines Aquarius, ruled by Saturn. North Node is transited into. If you're wondering, I'm recording this when the true nodes transitioned Aquarius and Leo. The node is still in Pisces, Virgo. The true node is the true calculation. The mean node is average. Or people will say many reasons. Bottom line, for convenience of astrologers, and that's completely legitimate. The node, the actual true node, gives you a crazy. So that's okay, no judgment there, but we're just saying it's there. It moved. It's done for Pisces, and cheers to that. Gosh. The sun is now in 4 degrees Leo as I'm recording this, as I'm live with you guys. Joining the basket case of astrology, or how more formal and more educated and eloquent astrologers than me rightfully refer to it as the Barbara basket, as I like to call it, blah blah basket, because we've heard about this so much, rightly so. The energy is so intense. For me, the way it played out most intensely is right on the day where it perfected with Jupiter, 4 degrees Leo. And if all of this is foreign to you, that's fine. Bear with me. I'll get to the tarot and the all signs soon. We'll do 13 signs by the way in a few guys. But the way it played out for me is I had a literal basket stolen in the dead of night from the top of my car. I had a lovely rooftop carrier on top of my car with stuff, valuable stuff, both, they cost money-wise, but also sentimental things, like a poetry notebook that I've been writing since I was a kid, in my own handwriting, and you can see the change in the handwriting over the years, and I do not have copies. And pictures of my dad and my dog, and special frames and artwork that I made, and the things that had financial value also had sentimental value, like coats that I really loved. Another lovely coat from Amsterdam 20 years ago, oh my gosh, and just things that I've collected that are unique and mine, and in a way, me, just like ripped away. That happened exactly on that basket case of astrology first day where it perfected. And who would anticipate, it's only heavy scissors. It's a level, it feels very violating and disturbing. Like, it doesn't look expensive. The carrier didn't look expensive. It looked worn out, old. It had values, but it wasn't. No one is going to get rich by stealing that, okay? But it had things that I used for my journey, from generator, solar panel, sleeping bag, tent, folding chair and table, you name it. And my beloved Oliver dog, who passed away in 2018, his flow. So basically, the universe forced me. You know what man intends for evil, God intends for good. The universe forced me to let go. Um, yours truly spiritual teacher still don't understand, still doesn't understand the merit in it, why it was necessary. But one thing I will say reminded me that even though something physical can be taken from you, it can be taken. There were things there that will always be right. So if something was taken from you at this time, I'm sorry. Try to focus on the strength and meaning of it and what it means to you in your heart, and have it be a reminder that they may break your body, but they may never break your spirit. And that's an example. And a more stronger metaphor for, they might take something from you, but they can't really take it from you. And just a reminder of how taking something that doesn't belong to you can be so violating to the person from. Thou shalt not steal. We don't always give it the same depth of meaning as we give the other commandments that we know. But it's a real one because sometimes stealing something physical can be killing spirit of someone, right? It might not be taking their life physically, but taking aspect of their spirit, and it's the spiritual. It's the equivalent to the spiritual "Thou shalt not murder," and so yeah, big things to small things. Create your own, earn your own. Don't need anyone else's anything to either be successful, or you can ask for help. Maybe someone will want to help give to you, but do not take without permission. Even if you think, oh, it's small, even if you think, oh, they don't need it, even if, oh, they have enough of it. And that might be true, but it's still not yours to take. Yours to decide that you can't. Um, I feel like this was needed to be said because I did not plan on sharing this at all. It just kind of came out. So I feel like for the reason it was helpful for you guys out there spiritually. Um, what else before I move to the tarot? Leo season. Of course, happy birthday to my beloved Leo seekers. I have a lot to tell you, but I think I want to leave it to the. You will have a tarot, like all the signs, but I will leave the extended things that I have to say for you for your designated tarot scope for the month of August, which I do every month if you're waiting every month for the birthday sign. I do separate fall time scope. Um, energy is going to feel extremely different. Pisces Virgo is a completely different person than Leo. Pisces Virgo brought forth the aspects of spirit matter, ether, body, cosmos, and it affected our reality and our perception of reality and our faith in such deep ways. The past 18 months have been uniquely intense for everyone, for the collective. There's been the seeding by spirit. Okay, sorry about that. You don't need to guard someone who says hello to someone else. No, sit, sit. Hey, Ellie, sit down. Hey, you're good. Thank you for guarding, but I don't need you to. Okay, it's okay. seeding incredible transformation in your life, but also going to perceive life from here on. South Node in Virgo has stripped us from habits, from behaviors, from even priorities. Whatever you've prioritized now is different. You have different priorities. And the North Node in Pisces has taken us away from reality as we know it, making us doubt the systems and structure that we used to take we could trust. And that's good. We had to break the false foundations to our safety. Our sense of safety in the world was built on false foundations that has been dissolving in the past 18 months and a few years, let's put it this way. But that's the way we get to rebuild our trust in the world and rebuild systems that we need to build. And the North Node Aquarius now bring it to Earth. We'll bring it down to from spirituality and from a more perception of it to societal perception of it. So what we have concluded and transformed on the inside, now we're going to speak it vocally and express to our communities, to our societies, to our organizations, and it will start getting implemented. Changes will be implemented in our day-to-day life. And the South Node in Leo, it's just going to we can't fake it anymore. You can't believe what you believe now and hide it from your friends. Okay, if you had a profound change in perspective, be it spiritual, political, personal, societal, economical, ideological, whatever all. Now you can't live inside, or it's going to be communicated one way or the other, and groups are going to change in accordance. So if you're no longer in alignment with your friends or with your social circles, whoever you follow on social media, it's going to start changing. You will leave places, you will leave places. It's going to be a game of chairs. You won't be able to continue faking it to get along and to stay in the places that you wanted to stay. Certainly not for convenience. Truth is going to be loud and vocal. We're going to have a full moon in Aquarius on the 12th, which is a full moon on the 29th in Aquarius. And it's going to conjunct Pluto, the opposition to Jupiter and the Sun, 6 degrees. And it's going to bring culmination and conclusion and finalizations to family, be it political, be it your yoga class, anything. It's going to reach culmination where you're either really, really peace and feel really belong in alignment, so you're going around, or it's going to be transformation. You're out of it, or you're transforming from the gut. And then the new moon in Leo on the 12th is going to be an eclipse. And whatever walls you've been having, and this is for the collective, of course, right, for the astrology, whatever walls you've been having, be it very, very small, the masks you don't even know you wear, because you've been wearing them for so long, you think it's your skin. You wear it when you're home alone, when you talk to yourself in the mirror. It's going to start cracking and falling down. And the best analogy that I can put, because you ladies, you'll understand, is when you rip hair out from your legs, like something. It feels like it tears apart, like your skin, literally. That's how it's going to feel, but emotionally. Sorry, I'm not trying to like scare you, but forewarned, forearmed. And if you do the work before that, it will be less challenging. But it's just going to be, it's at 20 degrees Leo, and it's an awakening degree of consciousness, of remembering past lives, of your entire essence and blueprint coming together within this life. So whatever masks they have to feel because they can't contain this extended essence that improve yourself in this life and in other lives. And all your talents, right? All the Leo talents that you've had, all the talents that you've gathered in many lives will come, you'll remember. Okay, if you were an expert, I don't know, gardener in a past life, and in this life, you're not really gardening, suddenly you'll start gardening, remember how to do it. You'll just, that was just an example of anything. You'll start remembering things, your body, your heart, your emotion, and you'll start just, the direction will become clear, and the past will become the future because it's a very positive aspect of the talents and skills that we've attained from our heart for lifetimes that our soul really wants to kind of, our oversoul wants to gather all these wonderful things from different lives and bring them up in one. So it's like your highest potential possible wants to play out. So it has to break down things that don't make room for it. And if you fight it, it will hurt. I don't think you'll fight it because it will feel fantastical and inspiring. And you'll be like, who am I? How do I know how to do this? Okay, cool. So that's going to be exciting. So don't fear. Have fun. Now, it's time for tarot. Stay tuned because after I do all the 13 signs, including Ophiuchus, I will also, and I will then give a reading. So if you're into something special and different, it's general, you have something to look forward to. Okay, so feel free to share where you're tuning in from, what your sign, what your placements are. Say hi, the live chat, or in the comments if you want the recording. If you feel inclined to timestamp this live, that would be fantastic, and thank you in advance. Let's start with the birthday seekers. Leo. Message for Leo for August, please. What does Leo need to know for this coming month? Two more. One more. I will show you all of them. Okay. Leo, you have Six of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the World. Right. Six of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the World. There's going to be a very interesting, this is super eclipsey energy. You're going to receive something, a surprise, either finances, resources, that give you a little bit more bandwidth and freedom. And simultaneously, you'll receive an offer or invitation. Go somewhere. If that offer had come before you received these resources, maybe you would have said no, or it wouldn't be possible. But it's like things are happening. I almost feel like serendipity, like we're just trying to tell you, yes, we want you to go there because you have the resources to do something that otherwise you wouldn't be able to. Go for it. It will help you take something to either something to the next level of success, if it's something that you've been working on and still passionate about and still excited about, or it will help you finalize something that has run in a way of kind of like graduation, or finish up something that you've been wanting to closure with, and you just couldn't. You didn't have the resources, you didn't have the time, you didn't have the opportunity, it just didn't fit. Now suddenly it opens, you have the needed resources to just do it. I don't think I need to tell you that you should do it. I think it's going to feel so serendipitous, it's so meant, and so right time, right place, right way. I think you're just going to do it, or go there, or say yes, travel to that place, meet that person, start that. It's not a new start, it's something that has been ongoing in your life, but it's a start of a new phase for that will make it way bigger, larger than life, something it will really take it to the next level. But for some of you, it will be to close up something. Either way, this is a very positive energy that you're called, because I have here the Magician at the bottom of the deck. You're called to really utilize your skill, your creativity, your resourcefulness, your ability to just kind of last minute and go for it, and just this could be a wise investment that you've been studying for a long time, and now you have a chance to do it. As long as you're not spending anything that you can't afford to lose, and it's not something completely new. If that's the case, something that you're very familiar with, has gone through the work and the process of research, and in that case, that could be very beneficial. Good luck, Leo. We have Virgo. Lisa, hello. Leo, Sun, Taurus from Southern California. Lovely. Thank you for that. You're most welcome. Grateful for you, for all of you, genuinely. Otherwise, I'll just be talking to myself, like I like to do often anyway. But at least this way I get some balance. I sometimes talk to myself, and sometimes I talk to you. Appreciate it, guys. Virgo. With Virgo for the month of August. Happy birthday to those of you early degrees Virgo who celebrate at the end of August. The South Node has left your sign. Hallelujah. If you're happy, comment hallelujah. Like, I'm happy. I'm happy. That is so draining. Virgo energy is minimalizing anyway, in and of itself. It minimalizes, it simplifies. So to have the South Node there, it just strips everything to the bone. It's like minimalism on steroids. It's kind of like my car top carrier being stolen. It's like I already had very little. I'm a minimalist. I have very few belongings in the world, and like what I had there was maybe like a quarter of my worldly belongings. Okay, maybe a little less, but you're getting my picture. I was like, and these things matter to me. I don't have things that don't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me if I don't. I give it away or throw it out, whatever applies. It just goes to show what South Node and Virgo can do. It strips already stripped, and you're like, oh, but that just makes room, Virgo. So, hallelujah, you're free of that, and let's see what August has for you. I think Jupiter, both House and Leo, rejuvenates the optimism and the hope that Pollyanna in you, because you are also, we'll talk about that when you're also optimistic in your nature. Why? Because you don't actually need a lot. You really know how to live practically and purposefully. So you don't need a lot. So that makes life a lot easier to be happy with because you settle for, you're happy with, people will be like, oh, I don't have enough. They're like, oh, that's all I need. I don't need this amount of furniture and this amount of clothes, these curated, perfect things, exactly what I need. So I think that optimism is going to come back to the surface if you felt it was a little bit away. Virgo. Okay, we had 4 cards just fall, so we're going to take 5, sorry. So we're going to take them. 5 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, followed by Swords and 8 of Pentacles. Okay. You want to declare your expectations and your needs, no apologies, unapologetically, without counting on the drama, opinion, reaction, difficult feelings. You know what's right for you. Virgo, you know what you need to do. You're about to. Clarity is going to be sharp, immediate. If you've gone through a time of confusion and disorientation and dilemma, the realizations are going to be so fast. It's interesting because even though Aquarius quincunx you and Leo is in the back of your mind, conscious house, technically you're not supposed to see these energies or be aware of them. And aware Virgo really aligns with Aquarius energy, loves it, especially when you're sitting in your wisdom and in your healing. You love alternative healing. And you're completely stripped of nonsense and play your archetype to its best, you really see your subconscious. You literally make your subconscious. So the Leo energy comes forward. So I think for my seekers and those of you who watch my channel tend to be on the aware side, and I think it will actually bring such clarity, light on dark spots. You will know immediately what you need to invest in, what you need to put your effort into, and what you need to just be like, I don't care what this person thinks. I don't care what that person has to say. I don't care what this situation, what goes on there. Now, after debate and giving too much room and too much power to other people's opinions and issues, I'm just putting it aside and what I know now to do. Take that opportunity, follow that realization, that's the thing you want to invest in, knowing that it will reap rewards. Not just for the sake, not doing now service for the sake of service. This is a transaction. Okay, this month you're not doing service for the sake of service for the sake of a purpose of some sort. And there's not only is there legitimate, you for it, they're hiding something. They want to take advantage of you. They want you to do something for them, and they'll gaslight you with, "Oh, why aren't you more in service?" You're not falling for that anymore. So there will be an offer made that will really help you make a decision. Maybe you had a few options, you were debating, suggestion, offer, invitation. You might want to watch Leo if you skipped because there's some similarities there. It's going to make things clear. This is something that is going to take effort and energy and time and work. So keep that in mind. It will still be a very positive thing. So don't let that hurt you. As long as you're confident that you will reap results, whatever those results are. Virgo. Thank you for being here and good luck. Next we have Libra. The sun is starting to set, so you see less clearly. Libra. Libra for August, please. Libra seekers, month of August. Libra, you've been going through 18 months of clearing your subconscious from what it is you believe you need that is based on stuff and karma or habitual repetitions of supposed things that you think you need. And now you realize, okay, I actually need these things. I actually want that thing. And South Node is now moving into Leo, which is your 11th house, when you're starting to implement. I see you making meaningful changes in your social life, in your friend group. You might be parting ways from childhood friends that, you know, you're friends with them out of habit. With a group of belonging of some sort, part of, because you realize that you're no longer aligned with them. It's not a matter of good versus evil. They don't have to be terrible. You're fine. It's just, it's not for you anymore, right? It's not your thing anymore. That's also a possibility. That's for the next one. Oh, it will be intense starting this one. And there will also be another eclipse in Pisces, 4 degrees. Be a full moon. Too many cards. Libra, August. More content to look forward to, seekers. I'll be doing a Taroscope for Leo, and I'll be doing a Taroscope for Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus get one every month. I'm probably do a full moon from 9th-ish. Aquarius full moon. We'll see. And I'll do, for that I will do, I don't want to just keep going. So for that I'll do the animal spirit. What do you guys think? In all signs with the runes. For this full moon, we do all signs with animal spirit oracle, which I have, and I love them. So feel free to share your thoughts on that. You only get the all signs here, right? Libra, thank you for your. That's why I recommend watching all the signs. You have all the signs, guys, in your chart. Either a planet or it's in of your life. So you can get a full picture by watching all the signs and the occasional stuff that we call. I have 2 cards out, one more, just one more. Okay. 3 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, Page of Swords. All right, Libra. I'm getting uncomfortably fun. This month, you're going to have opportunities to socialize, have fun. It's going to be new, a new environment or a new way of engaging with other people. It's the same people, but something outside of your box that is really entertaining and really fun, very casual. Um, and you find it weird and you're uncomfortable, but you're staying because you recognize that it's fun and that you're enjoying it. It's just different to your experience, to what you're used to. Too suspicious. Why is it so simple and fun? You had it hard. I get it. We all. It says allow yourself to enjoy life as it lighthearted surprises. You know, when you think about surprises, especially in the realm of astrology and spirituality and karma, we're like, oh, shocking surprises, oh, shocking turns of events. Sometimes surprise can be fun, sweet, lighthearted, quirky, funny, unexpected, non-dramatic, put a smile on your face, and unintense. And that's a very important part of life. You know, the ability to just take it easy and be lighthearted. You don't need to suspect it just because it's good to be true, because it's not like it's offering you some sort of uh, a fast money making scheme or anything like that. You don't need to invest anything, don't need to risk anything. If something like that comes along, be suspicious. Of course, that's not what I'm referring to. If you get suddenly a lot of communication from people inviting you, wanting to hang out with you, first of all, you're a Libra, shocker. But maybe specifically, you do a little bit of a hermit, and it kind of brings you back to an energy that you're used to being in, but haven't been used to for a while. So it's going to be fun and positive, and try not to make too much of a big deal out of it, and have fun for the future. That's the purpose. The purpose is fun. Okay? Good luck, Libra. Next, we have a Scorpio. Scorpio. Message for Scorpio for August, please. Scorpio for August. First card out, Queen of Pentacles. And Three of Cups and Three of Wands. Ah, that's fun. Okay. Scorpio, if you've been in a meaningful connection with someone in your life in the past 3 months, since Taurus, June, July, August is the time to take it to the next step. Talk about the future. Consider the future. It doesn't have to be like massive, like if it's a dating situation, are we going to get married? Like it could be like just a small next step. And make sure that the person you're dealing with, that you've been having such a wonderful time for the past 3 months, and for some of you, it's give and take, or a matter of time, just someone that you've been in really genuine connection with. Um, you want to subtly make sure that they're on the same page and that there's horizon, because I'm getting that you're looking for stability, or maybe the other person is looking for stability, and they want to make sure that you're on the same page as they are. You don't want to waste their time, and they don't want to waste your time, because I'm getting it's not two really young people who are just looking to date, don't care. Like at least one of you really cares about it's somewhere. So if you don't have any intentions with this person, with them, if you're not sure if it's the other way around and you're not certain about their intentions, ask them. It's not about demands, ultimatums, it's about communication. Communication. If you're considering this, regardless, if you're considering purchasing property, land, great. The cards say really great time to explore and have possibilities and potentials. Not necessarily quite yet put a down payment on it. Like maybe give it 3 more months. So let's say you're traveling somewhere or you already know right now this place is the place. Stay there for another 3 months. Let them see if you're still feel the same way. And then if so, great, go for it. I'm not saying it won't. These are very positive cards. It's just that there's something about further exploration is required. You're in the right direction. You're on the right path. Stay optimistic, stay positive, stay explorative. Because I'm getting you really want a place where, yes, you can have fun and you can have the open horizon I'm getting and options go wherever in different directions. Maybe you're looking for a place that is central to different places that you want to visit, where it's going to be easy for you to travel to all of these places. So you're looking for something practical, but that's also a choice. Get to know the people in the area, join some groups, take some classes in the area, local congregation of whatever faith you have. Just get to know people. Don't just make the decision on paper. Really have the lived experience before you decide. And if you're looking to propose to someone, I'm also getting living together, move in together first. It's not to say that you'll change your mind or otherwise, but it will just solidify the knowing and the foundations for your relationship. Okay? It's very positive. Next we have, normally we move from Scorpio to Sagittarius, but because I do Ophiuchus, and Ophiuchus is an energy of integration, Scorpio and Sag, we're going to do Ophiuchus now. Okay, so Ophiuchus, message for Ophiuchus for August, please. Message for Ophiuchus for the next month. I have 1 card out, for 2 more. 1 more. Okay. Knight of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, Queen of Wands. So someone is courting you, or about to. Someone is like currently gathering confidence. They want to come to you ready. They want to come to you impressive. They want to come to you with a temporary offer. They want to come to you in a way that will impress you. They're very impressed by you. You have very high standards and quality, and you're discerning, but also super happy and positive and fun. And they really want to measure up to you, and they really want to make a good impression. So feeling like someone is working really hard behind the scenes and in their environment, behind the scenes relatively to you, okay? But it's not necessarily behind the scenes in general. So in their environment or in their life, to make sure they have the resources, maybe to make sure they have status, maybe to make sure they have the fun things that they're off, that they're fun places to take you on. They're really, it's really nice. It's really impressive. And I think if this had come to you in an earlier phase in your life, maybe you would have disrespected it or taken it for granted and think, oh, this person's putting too much effort. But I think matured enough to recognize the value of it, and that it actually requires strength and courage and beauty of heart and spirit. And you're impressed with someone who works hard to impress you because you value yourself. So they're true, they're correct in their assessment that you have high standards. People with low standards don't appreciate themselves, don't value themselves. If someone comes along who's really respectful of them, invests in them, makes efforts to impress them, they disrespect it because subconsciously they're like, if they're working so hard to impress me as someone who isn't worthy, as they view themselves subconsciously, maybe there's something wrong with them. If they want me, there's something wrong with them. And if they don't want me and I need to chase them, then that means that they're of value, right? So that actually comes from lack of self-esteem, which I don't think you have now. Maybe you did, but now you have great self-esteem and self-love, and you're going to appreciate it. So they're coming in a time where you're able to honor it. And I have this at the bottom of the deck, the Moon and Nine of Swords. I think this might be someone that has been in your life. There's been a lot of confusion and distance I'm getting. There could have been physical distance or separation of some sort. And maybe you used to, okay, could be that part of the whole self-esteem and self-worth for you comes from dealing with them in the past and having to say no or take yourself away, create a distance because they didn't measure up to your standards. The fact that you stood there, the fact that you stood your ground, chose yourself, and stood up for your worth, I think made them recognize your worth. The only way for anybody to recognize your worth is if you recognize it. So it could be someone that there has been some pain and confusion with in the past, not necessarily though. So if it's someone new, don't brush it off just because I said it's someone in the past. It just could be for some of you. Okay, good luck, OPHIUCHUS. Now we're going to Sagittarius. And in case I didn't mention it, always sun, moon, and rising, stallion, different placements. Watch for, watch of the whole picture. When it comes to pure astrology, there is okay, you want to watch your rising first, but we're doing tarot here. So watch whatever you vibe with most, connect to most. If you don't know your chart at all, then your sun sign, of course. What I do watching the whole video. What can I say? I understand the worth of what I do. I do. Okay, Saggy. August, please. It's one, two more. One more. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and the World. Sorry, I always take the opportunity to clean the cards. I've had this deck for so long, so it's just actually. Oh. It's rigging. No dairy. Oh wow. No C. Oh wow. I'll be right with you, Sad. It's just I was pulled to the chocolate. So when chocolate calls, honor it. I'm sure you understand. It's like pizza. vegan pizza calls, when vegan chocolate calls, you pick up the phone, you say hello. There's no other way of living life, okay? If there is, I don't want to know it. Queen of Pentacles, Seven of World. If I had to choose two things to eat, to live from, off of, I can only choose two things, it would be chocolate and pizza. I don't want to have to choose, but if I had to, those would be the two. Live readings take energy. So thank you for your patience in me getting my sugar and my... Okay, Sag, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, the World. So Taurus is what all these cards have in common. All of them. Queen of Pentacles is technically Taurus fixed. Earth, Seven of Pentacles, one of the three cards in the minor arcana. The world has all four fixed signs, including Taurus. Also, Leo, the nodes. So Taurus either season, something in May that didn't work as you hoped, or something 7 months ago, 7 years ago, 7 weeks ago. 7 weeks ago would make sense if it was last May. A lot of people, it's different for each of them. There's something there that is ongoing, not over. And it pulls on you because there's something there to resolve. Is it karma? Is it dharma? Is it something to finalize and move on from? Is it someone? Is it something? Someone? Is it someone or something to integrate and move with further on to the future? That's hard to know when you're to decide. Very. But at this time, either way, story ain't over. Someone wants to ask me how to get rid of, how to get rid of their karma. I said, you don't. Just move through it. You face it. The only way out is in. So whether it's karma or dharma, something there needs to be lived through, experienced, learned, integrated, let go of. Again, depends. But the work is not done. This person lives rent free in your head, the situation, because there's still a meaningful part of your energetic body. So even if you're, say, recently, let's say 7 weeks ago, or 7 months ago, or 7 years ago, moved on from them, they're there because you have not moved on. You know, physical distance can help if the connection is separate by essence, right? Then it helps really let go of the karmic residuals and leftovers. But if it's not over, the distance is just going to give you a greater headache because the mental, energetic, spiritual bodies and bodies will, what's the word? Compensate for the gap, physical body and the connection there because there's distance, right? So like, it's not over. Something there to do, there's something there to experience. Once you do that, either it will fully be closed or it will reopen and continue in a more appropriate fitting way to what's next for the book. It's not a person, though I think it's a person because we have a here, but it's not a person, that place or that thing. Okay. And this is separate. If there's someone you seek to connect with and you wonder why you can't really bring this about, assuming that it's mutual, there's something in your life you keep trying to, it's like you're trying to revive a good horse that you have in your life, something you're supposed to let go of, something that you're supposed to carry, something that you're supposed to be avoiding. You're not making space. Okay, Sag, good luck. Next is Capricorn. How are you guys doing? So focused? What are you drinking? I'm drinking tonight. Capricorn for August. Message for Cappies, please. By the way, everybody, we're still about a week from when I'm recording this right now to July. I recommend to also watch the July signs because all the energy you can, if you already watched it, you can rewatch to see how things applied, if any of the messages really resonated or inspired. In case you missed it, I did a new moon a couple of weeks ago for runes reading. The live tab. I do so much for you. I looked at how much content I made over the years. I made thousands of videos. It's unbelievable. I don't know where all the amount of content this little creature put out there. I'm proud. Okay. Capricorn. Seven of Pentacles. It's like the third time it comes up. There's a common thread. Usually there is between planets. Two more for Capricorn. Pentacles. Lovely. Okay, we have two more. Eight of Cups and the Fool. So Seven of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, and the Fool. Once again, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know your moon sign, go to, there's so many free natal charts online websites that you can just put in your birth detail, time, date, place. If you don't know the exact time, still be a moon sign without knowing your exact, especially if it's a date transition. So I recommend. Okay, Kathy. This is a very interesting energy reading. There's a lot of, and there's a lot of letting go. Some of you are returning to a childhood place, a place that you lived at, grew up in, belonged to, some childhood, something that you had a very strong place to. And some of you are completely cutting ties with it. So it's really interesting. So Capricorn is either completely going back to the past and stays there, or let's go over it. This reading says that it's like your understanding of freedom has changed. You no longer, so whatever it was, it got reversed. Your idea of freedom is having financial and one place to come home, and everything's familiar and known day after day. Now you're breaking out of it, and you want to be constantly surprised and shocked. And you're taking on a completely different persona. And for some of you, if you've been in a place of constant change, constant moving, a nomad, moving a lot, traveling a lot, this no longer feels like freedom. You seek to return to very familiar with roots. So I think very quickly, by the month of September, you're already living a completely different lifestyle that is 180 degrees from what you have been for the past few years. Or it's like, this doesn't serve me anymore, this doesn't feel free. I need the other. I need the other. Either way, it seems to be guided by you and comes from an inner, reflection, understanding what it is. So it's not like a bad thing. You're guided to change. Good luck with that. Okay, now we have Aquarius, and halfway through. Set up another light because it's getting dark a little bit, so I'll be back in 30 seconds. What's happening? It's not working. Okay, great. Thank you for your patience. Who do we have now? Aquarius? Yeah. Yes. This is for Aquarius. Or August. Aquarius, North Node in your sign. Congrats. All eyes on you and on society, in relation to society. The direction is going to become clear. And if you have not been on the path for you, the North Node is going to make it very clear. It's going to, there we go. It's going to make it very clear. Sorry, it's just everything suddenly turned off, and I need to connect everything. There we go. There we go. Did it. And if things are not in alignment, the South Node in Leo is going to be very clear about that. It's going to show you what relationships expose us in if there is any from anyone, and it's not an energy that makes it easy to hide. Not that you like to hide. Aquarius is very open, uh, friendly, very social. Um, it's going to open you up to the world and open the world to you. So with some of you, it can mean like being known for something that you do or that you know how to do. You have to do that fame for the purpose of the fame, the essence. Okay? Otherwise, it's not going to work. Right. Aquarius on the first card out, the moon. Yeah, it can be a little bit disorienting at first in the first month. Five of Cups, and the sun. Okay, yeah, bottom of the deck, Judgment. This is going to be very intense emotionally, logically, and spiritually this next month. We have the moon and the sun represent conscious and the subconscious, the seen and the unseen, the optimist and the pessimist, the optimism and the pessimism. Sorry. The good news is there's a lot of really bright things and glasses full that are happening to you. It's not all things that are coming to you that are incredibly positive, incredibly joyous, incredibly bright, but something in your psyche and in your emotional experience, look at it and experience it as joyous because it's filled with a lot of stir of emotion, grief, pain, fear. Could be very legitimate grief. Maybe you've recently lost someone. If you have, I'm really sorry for your loss. This is not a premonition, it's something you're already experiencing, if that's the case. And it's overwhelming to the psyche, and I think it brings up a lot to the conscious, like things that have been dormant and emotionally that you haven't dealt with, likely from childhood that you suppressed, are now coming up. Like you got to feel the thing. Again, only way out is in. You can't get rid of an emotion without feeling it. If you keep suppressing, it either comes out in inconvenient, painful ways, or God forbid, it can transform into an illness. Because energy doesn't go away, it just changes form. So if you don't express it, if you don't lead the expression of it and the feeling of it, it will lead itself whatever way is possible for it. You want to talk about it. You want to feel it. You want to cry it out. You want to explore the grief because you're optimistic, because you care about your life and you care about the future and you care about truly feeling good. And for that, you got to let it play out. Tears have a very important role. How we release chemicals of anxiety from our body to literally carry anxiety and stress from our body outside. So holding tears inside, that's not strong. That weak. So give it a good cry, give it a good talk, feel it out. Give yourself a few days of sadness or grief, even if it's something that happened. Ultimately, it's still there, and time does not heal. That is the greatest misconception. I cannot stand that BS. It doesn't heal shit. What it does is give you continuous opportunity to deal, face, and then there's more likelihood statistically you will as time passes by, and because it will, become pressure, allowing you to avoid it forever. So whether it's been 30 days or 30 years, you got to feel it. It will only be processed and let go of truly from your system if ever, please, when we lose loved ones, if that's the case, the grief loss never really gets filled. We have other things that fulfill us, other love that embraces us, but the loss of that loved one, of that situation, it's valid to be sustained as a whole in your heart. It's okay. We're not meant, we can't live life from birth to death with a full heart. A full heart is not a true heart, is a broken heart. A broken heart is a full heart. You got to feel that loss to honor the connection and the love that was there. I don't want to fill the holes in my heart that are reserved to my dad, to my dog, to my grandparents, to friends that I've lost. They are worthy of that empty space, worthy of their spirit residing there. That emptiness is as full as I can get. If I get another dog, it's not going to replace Oliver. It's just going to be another love. If you remarry, it's not going to replace the person that God forbid if you lost. But and that's okay. I think getting over grief is an incredible delusion. And it's not because, oh, we can't, we have to cope with it, because we're not supposed to. And that's the right thing. That's part of embracing light and shadow, life and death are just part of the cycle. When you lose a loved one, something gets just torn apart from you if it was true love, whatever kind or type of love. And the fact that they might not return in this life, still materialistically or in reality, that whole, that they won't return in the next life. Leave space for them in the next life. Capacity. Honor it. Like when you say, "Oh, I'm over it. I'm not feeling it," is it really honoring the connection that you had or the love that was there? It's okay to be sad for a loss. I think grief and sadness are the respectful way to honor something with someone. Listen, I'll be honest with you guys. When I die, if you don't shed a tear and you're happy for me and you're dancing for me, don't fucking dance for me or be happy. Be happy. Be sad. Be sad and grieve. Be like, oh, she's missed. And it's not to say you should not be living your life as well. Happy with other things as well. But it's okay if you're sad and grieving for someone that you truly loved. It's okay that you don't want to dance in their funeral. If you want to, go ahead. I'm not saying this with judgment. I'm just saying let go of the guilt and the shame and trying to be inhuman with yourself. Gosh, I hope I'm not gonna die soon, and then you guys are gonna use this as like the what you just said. Well, if it happens, listen to my request, okay? But hopefully it doesn't, and I'm just saying this to, inspire you. Or maybe inspire you to not take me for granted or to not take anyone for granted. If you gasp at the thought of me going away too soon, gasp at the thought of anyone you love leaving too soon. Tell me how you feel. Respect them. Or don't end it on a bad note. Wow, Aquarius, thank you for letting your message be a channel to such an important message, but it definitely applies to you. But it's something that everyone should know. Okay? So good luck with it. Right. Next is Pisces. Pisces, the North Node has left your sun. You're off the hook. You don't have to be spiritual example and by sacrifice to everyone. Oh, too many cards. And that's a relief. Message to Pisces for August, please. Lisa, thank you for that caring message about grief. Your ability to make the message so understandable is an aspect of you that I appreciate most. Oh, okay. Pisces. Message for Pisces. The moon again and 8 of Wands. One more. And Wands. Moon, 8 of Wands, 3 of Wands. Okay. Pisces, a bridge is being built between you and something that you were at a distance with. It's a mutual bridge, like the two of you building it from. So this could be a compromise. This could be like effort. This could be a union after confusion and maybe lack of communication, not knowing what the other thinks and what the other feels. Communication comes in, it comes through. Declares intention or what's important to someone. The light. And then you're able to know what to do now, how to bridge the gap. So if you weren't sure about how someone feels about you or what's next in the connection, someone really cares about you. I'm getting this really strong, deeply care about you, want you to know, they want to tell you. This could be the other way around. You decide to reach out and tell that to them. But either way it comes in, it's almost like it just dissipates the fog like that, and it clears the road. You can see clearly. There's no more blockages. Maybe there has been blockages between you two, or between you and a place, or you in a situation you couldn't go somewhere. So if it's not a person, it's a place or a situation. The way the path suddenly becomes clear, the roadblocks are cleared. It could be as literal as you constantly have to take a detour or go somewhere because of construction. But I think for most of it, it's very meaningful that you care about. Um, you will be required to make some sort of sacrifice, both of you, to give up on something in order to come closer to one another. The bridge that is built upon which you meet is going to be built upon something else that will be let go of. Both of you, each of you will be letting go of something for that purpose. I think both of you will do it willingly. If it wasn't willingly until now, like maybe there was something that one of you or both of you wasn't willing to give up on, but now both of you are willing to give up on whatever those things are just to um, bridge the gap between the two of you. So it feels like actually like a very romantic hero's journey kind of thing of someone wanting to overcome dragons to get to you, like to get the princess or something. Like there's something very mythical about this, about the approach of the. I mean, you're Pisces, you're very romantic and very not so, I'm sorry, ethereal and creative. So very magical, musical, very sweet, awesome. Pisces. Next, we have Aries. I'm trying to get this light to stay stable. Well, hi guys, how are you guys doing? Okay. Saturn is now going right to your sign. Time to act upon what you've been knowing for a while, decisions that you've been vacillating on, or maybe you've already decided but haven't acted upon it. Maybe you've been planning, maybe you've been debating, but now it's time to set things in motion and get things done or moving. And I know it sounds intuitive when Saturn is retrograde, but it gives us a reprieve to implement understanding. Sorry, I'm cleaning my nail. Realizing. Okay, beautiful Aries seekers. Message for Aries, please. For the month of August. Message for Aries for the month of August. It's a friendly reminder, I'm also doing a rune reading for the collective once we're done with the tarot, so stay tuned. And if you're new and you already subscribe with the spirit, so you may as well press the button to subscribe and join the shift. Happy to have you. Okay. For Aries for August. First card out, the Wheel of Fortune. More. Whoa. Oh my goodness. And then the Devil and Five of Pentacles. Okay. Ooh. You are done with the devil, you know. You've been for a while with a devil, you know, because you feared the unknown and the risk, this may be. But this energy has been pulling you and dragging you down so deeply. It has stripped you off of everything that matters to you and that is important to you. And I'm not talking about this kind of stripping off that I spoke about, the Virgo, for example, with the South simplifying. It's not that. It's not like the simplifying of life and minimalism and authenticity. It means stripping you of your heart, of your spirit, of joy, of your sovereignty. Listen, the idea that we can completely melt to oneness in this realm, I'm not talking about in broader dimensions, or eventually when we reunify with God. In this realm, you're alive and breathing and watching me. You need to eat and you need to sleep because you have a physical body. The idea that you can exist without sovereignty or healthy form of ego is absolutely delusional, self-abusive, because you will never reach that because you're not meant to reach that. Your system is not meant to do that. Something here has been stripping you off everything in a way that is it hurts you to your core. It insults your spirit. Sorry, this is intense. This is a really, really difficult combination, Aries. And the Wheel of Fortune here, it's like your higher self and the universe has had enough. Like, it's almost like you want to sacrifice yourself completely. You want to destroy this piece of the puzzle that's the part of anonymity is needed. You can't. You can't destroy energy. You can't destroy things that are not yours to destroy. You're a part of, right? A piece of the puzzle can't destroy the puzzle. It can take itself out, not be a part, and miss with it. then the person who does the puzzle or the puzzle itself will find you and force you back. They're going to find you under the couch and be like, oh, this is where you've been hiding, little piece. In this karmic journey and this dharmic journey, there are certain things you have free will in. There are certain things you just can't do. And this is one of those things, like letting someone completely strip dignity. That's where free will eventually stops. Or, the universe can take life away so that you reincarnate in a way that does serve the greater good. Push it. Listen to your heart, listen to your spirit. Stop reiterating what this person or the situation is telling you as if it's your own inner voice, but it's not. It's just Stockholm syndrome. You're legitimizing what they're doing to you, what they're saying to you, because the alternative is to admit something really painful and disappointing. The universe is like drilling in your system right now and telling you, sorry, no, we can't do this. There's a greater good, there is dharma, there's a horizon that you are to partake in. It's part of your thing that you truly connect with, that you truly love to do, or something about yourself that gives you joy. And there's nothing noble about this energy of control and destruction. There's nothing noble about giving yourself. This brings up a very important topic, guys, of the whole. Okay, some of you are going to get triggered by this, but let me tell you something. Pacifism is the most violent ideology possible. Pacifism is like the opposite of violence, the whole point of no. Allowing evil to take over and to expand, being food and gas for, being a field on which people move forward, is evil in itself, right? You become merged with the thing that you are feeding, that consumes you, and you become a part of its cells. The notion that we are what we eat is very little. We are what you eat. It integrates with yourself. So when you are feeding evil, by enabling it, by letting it, by not being a barrier, by not saying no, by not turning away, you're food to it. And you're becoming part of it. So there's nothing noble and there's certainly nothing peaceful about it. When you are kind to evil, you are evil kind. You are evil, allowing evil to hurt other kinds of people. I don't remember who said it, a philosopher of some sort said a society that tolerates the intolerant eventually becomes intolerant. So if you tolerate abuse, control, manipulation, coercion, even if it's under a guise, no devil comes to you with their exposed horns. Not at first. Always a language, right? Okay, let's just go for it. It's like communism. Sounds great on paper, nothing more evil. It doesn't work for a reason. It's because something sounds good on paper doesn't make it good. There's the ideal, and then there's the idea, and then there's reality, what happens on the ground. If you truly take yourself outside of the illusion and the net of intellectual laziness, you just don't want to bother. It's not easier to be, I'm into peace, that's it, I'm a good person, I'm into peace. So I'm giving a big example. This happens societally every freaking generation, and we're not fucking learning. Okay, Einstein said that will not be ruled by those who do evil, by those who stand aside and do nothing about it. That's pacifism, and that's what ruins the world. Now, same applies to Any idea that is about, I'm not gonna bother. I'm too good for that. Let's take the most sacred notion, okay? Let's think of the idea of the bodhisattva. Okay, it's a saintly notion. What does a bodhisattva does? It doesn't seek enlightenment for itself, for themselves. The arahant. Okay, we're talking Buddhist terminology right now. The bodhisattva will not, and I made a 13th element about enlightenment. I highly recommend you watch it. The bodhisattva will not reach enlightenment. It doesn't, they don't want to until everybody does, so they stay in hell. What is hell? Is it the cartoonish Catholic hell with the devil sitting on a chair? And hell is war. No greater hell that we know of. So the soldiers who go out to war to fight any forces that seeks to truly, not in narrative verification like they do to the Jewish people century after century. You're taking over the world, right? There are countries more than New Jersey. Well, other countries have dozens of countries, other religions, sorry. Dozens of countries that actually happened through expansion, through imperialism, through colonialism, through occupation. They're the ones, ironically, accusing the one people who don't actively actually do it. I digress. Generally speaking, the soldiers who fight forces like the Nazis, for example, like the Caliphate, for example, like Genghis Khan, for example, we can bring up many examples through history, right? Fighting those, stopping those, protecting those who can't protect themselves. Those soldiers are the number one bodhisattvas in this. And I bet some people don't like hearing that. You guys don't like that because most people like to think in, metaphors and amorphous concepts. But what does it mean for a person to be a bodhisattva and go to hell in order to be there for those who are suffering and sacrifice for it? Of course, there are bad soldiers, bad armies, but there are saintly soldiers in saintly armies. And by saintly, I don't mean perfect. War is horrid. But those are the bodhisattvas who go to the worst, to the most dangerous, to the most painful, ultimate sacrifice. It's looking dead in the eye to evil and saying, no, motherfucker, I'm that dam. You are not passing through the other people over there. And those other people over there, there might be you, there might be some pacifists who don't even know what's going on, who don't even know what is scared of them because someone out there, far away from them, is making the ultimate sacrifice, staying in hell, so that you could have the journey and the process toward creating heaven in the easier way. But they're the ones doing the dirty work. They are the lotus in the mud. So Aries, I hope this conversation inspires you to not take your inner bodhisattva warrior, spiritual light warrior, for granted and not dismiss it or step all over it or let someone suppress it in you because they know that once it awakens, it's going to destroy them. That's why they're vilifying it. People will vilify spiritual warrior bodhisattva. They will say that they're aggressive, they will say that they are violent, they will say all things. Look at the reality on the ground. I've given an analogy, apply it to life. Devil, Five of Pentacles, really nasty. But the Wheel of Fortune is like, it's this saving grace, like a light through the cloud coming in and shedding light onto it, forcing you to see it. When someone, God forbid, tries to rape your child in front of you, the pacifist in you goes off the window, hopefully, and you go into full fighting mode. I hope so. It's likely. Anyone who would sacrifice a loved one who's going through something terrible in the name of pacifism, you're evil. The supposed ideas that are considered most virtuous are actually ancient propaganda by evil to get people to let them. If you think you're being virtuous by letting evil expand, well, how convenient. Watch my 13th element playlist on evil. I have a sub playlist for the 13th element playlist specifically on evil and how it operates. But also watch my 13th element, communism versus oneness. I think it expresses a lot of that, and some of you need to hear it, otherwise this message would not come through. This is, I thought Aquarius message was intense, but this is even more to be heard. Okay, Aquarius, good luck. Don't defeat the devil that you know. Tell them to go fuck themselves. And don't pardon my French. I like my French. I like my curses. Okay. My cursing, not. I don't do curses. But to this kind of devil, maybe I'll consider. All right. Taurus. Woohoo, Taurus. I guess it's a very intense, but probably triggered a lot of you. That's okay. The existential shift. You're not here to be pet. You're not a puppy. Okay. Taurus. August. Ah, that's cute. Two of Cups. Finally, a little bit of romance. Seven of Pentacles. And Eight of Wands. Sorry, Seven of Wands. So Two of Cups, Seven of Wands, and Eight of Wands. Yeah, of course, you don't need all the, the speech that I just gave Aries. You know all of this. You're like, I will fight for who I love and who I care for. You're not going to mess with me or with them. You are a very romantic sign. You're very brave. You understand that care is a verb. You will stand up to whoever or whatever you need to stand up for to truly be there for loved ones. This is a romantic reading. Two of Cups is romantic, especially with Eight of Wands, so there's sexuality there. So in August, there will either be an intensification of an already existing romantic. Sorry, I'm just the light. Things will move very fast, or you'll just meet someone and things will move very fast. And there will be hurdles to overcome because you're so like sucked into one another and so engulfed in the relationship. It will feel like a breeze. Others might be like, "Oh my God, this is hard. Oh my God, this is challenging. How are you guys dealing with that?" Oh, it's fine. You're like, you don't care what other people say or do. You're standing up to it. Seven of Wands is just like standing on that mountain. You're battling off whatever wands come in fast. Maybe you know how to handle a bill. This is a very simple and positive message to us, which was so nice to see for you because I don't remember the last time a message like this came through. So that's a real shift in energy. Jupiter and Leo squaring you. Jupiter is a benefic, so even a square is not a bad thing. And I think with the nodes, yeah, the North Node is moving into the 10th house. Really shift your status in the world. So I think this connection is going to happen fast and is going to somehow change your status in the world. So either you're partnered, get engaged or have a child. This shows a level of beginning to the romance. So it might not be specifically marriage, but either way, things seem to be moving fast. For those of if you're not in any relationship or you're like no one, it might just come really fast and out of the blue while you're busy doing other things. So come back and update us in the comments. Let us know how it played out. It's great. I asked for clarification. I couldn't help it. Page of Swords, Death card, and Ace of Wands. So you're getting message about someone putting something behind major transition, major ending, moving away from something, a complete new beginning. Could be seemingly very sudden, could be surprising, could be like something that happens on instinct, impulse, but probably has been a long time process. But with the Death card and Ace of Wands, it's kind of a new beginning that there's no going back. Whatever is left behind, it's like, I don't want to say bridge burned. It doesn't have to be in a negative way. I don't want to give it an association to the ending, but it's very complete finalization. So this could be something that really completely changes your lifestyle. Maybe you'll need to move. Maybe you'll need to change something meaningful in your life, but it will this will trickle to to everything in your life. It's a very, very meaningful transition, but a positive one. Okay, so good luck. Have fun. All right. Next, we have Gemini. Let's see. We have Gemini and Cancer left. That's it. We have 2 more signs, and then we're doing runes. Oh, come on, light. Sorry for driving you crazy with this. I don't know why it keeps turning off, but I'll keep turning it on. Keep bringing back the light. All right, Gemini, beautiful Geminis. I don't need this light. I have light emanating from inside of me. Gemini, what's going on? Gemini for August. Two of Swords. By the way, guys, if any of you want a live reading for me to give you a reading to your question, I will pull out 3 cards and give you an in-depth question. Now's the chance to do it. We can read one here. And I'll be happy to answer your question, okay? But think fast because I only have 2 more signs and runes to do. So you want to, all right. Gemini will okay, and the Emperor and Knight of Cups. All right, 2 of Swords, the Emperor, and Knight of Cups. Some of you, there's someone in your life who feels like you're ignoring something, refusing to listen to something. So they've taken matters in their own hands, do something about it themselves. It is possible, Gemini, they're not the bad guy. There's no bad guys in this story. It's just that it is possible to keep avoiding, refusing to deal with that is important to be dealt with, not just for good for others. So that's why they're kind of taking leadership and doing that. Maybe the other way around. You feel like someone in your life who's in a meaningful position, just ignoring something important, will not listen, will not make some needed changes, and so you're kind of deciding to lead it and take matters and in a way without them knowing or without even caring if you know or not. Just okay, this needs to be done, we're going to do this, and you're not alone in this. There's other people, or at least one person. So there's this possible like one person isn't listening, isn't implementing, isn't adjusting. Another person is like, okay, can't keep doing this. Something change has to be done. Uh, taking matters to do that. If you're the person who who's acting stubborn or refusing to deal with something, it might come as a surprise and be uncomfortable. You do have the option to choose to look into the thing and listen and then work together with the other people. Otherwise, they'll just do so without your approval, without your permission. Some of you trusting others with could be a power of attorney, it could be something, a power of some sort. You're not aware of what it is that they're doing. Might be moving things around, might be asking someone else to move things around so that it doesn't to them. So if you have, let's say, resources and someone has power of attorney, you really want to not just blindly trust, especially if it's like a partner or a spouse that has full control over both your resources and finances. Just check into things. I don't think they have ill intention. I don't think it's like they're stealing from you, but I think they might have like big plans and want to invest in something. So they might use money and resources that are also yours, perhaps, to do something that they truly believe in, but you do not want to do it and you don't want to take that risk. And you're like, that's yours, not mine. Don't use resources for it. That's a very specific example. It can play out in different ways. But if you've been like in the dark willingly, or maybe not willingly, maybe you've been asking questions and not receiving answers, try to drill a little deeper and not just assume it's okay. And if for whatever reason there's someone, it's the other way around, there's someone in your life who's trusting you, and you're doing some things with that trust, shouldn't, please don't. Karma will take care of it. It's not going to be worth it in the long term. It might feel like it's worth it in the short term, like it paid off, but then it will come back around to bite. Always that. Don't do to another what you don't want to be done to you. So, anything else about this? A completely different note. There is someone in your life who's very serious about you, who's very interested in you, who wants to invest in you, that you're not giving them the time of day, you're not giving them some other heartbreak or some past disappointment that you think, oh, I shouldn't trust this, it's not going to work out, it never worked out before. Give it a chance. If they say the right things and they do the right things, give them a chance. Don't destroy a future because of a past. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You'll be able to handle it. You got this. Don't miss out on something really great, because this person, in this case, this person is very intentional, very genuine, very caring, and is able to really show up truly, not just with words, but with actions. They're reliable, earned their stripes, they have some things to offer, and they're trying. They might not be used to speaking too emotionally or too romantically, but they're trying their best. They're way they. So this could be someone worth attention. Right. Good luck. And last but not least, we have Cancer. And okay. Beautiful Cancer seekers. Hope you had a lovely birthday season. 49th of August, please. Eight of Wands, that has been coming up a lot. It's a theme to have a common theme between the readings, because we all have all the signs in our chart. For everyone, so go through similar processes, spiritual and societal, so it makes sense. Eight of Wands, two more. Cancer. Someone is wondering, it's tiger eye crystals that I'm wearing, and I also have them here. I thought it was fitting for Leo season. And Eight of Cups, so 8, 8. One more. Answer. And the Wheel of Fortune again. Love it. Ooh, major shift, major change. Life by September. I stand correct, by November. Things are going to look very different, Cancer. There's a move of some sort, physical, could be of a job, could be leaving a relationship, a new one simultaneously. There's leaving, and there's end and there's new. It's just, some of you are just moving away from the turmoil, from societal mayhem, and you're deciding to travel and explore your spirit, your you want to know yourself without the influence of the world. Now, it's not completely possible, because wherever you go, there's the world, and there's also you. But change in scenery and change in environment does change luck. It says, changing the place, you change the luck, which really aligns with astrology and relocation charts. It does affect how you chart what is prioritized, where things play out in which fields in your life. So movement does change things. Geography does change luck. And I think you're ready to explore different energy in the world. If it's not a physical movement transition, this could be changing relationships, changing interests, changing hobbies, starting something new. Some of you have experienced incredible shift and change already in your life, and it has been very tumultuous, dramatic. You're like, I need a break, and you're traveling somewhere that you know you'll have ease of mind there. So this is actually supports it. If it's not travel, it's a very intense, different move. You're moving somewhere. Some of you are going through a divorce, and some of you are on a path that will lead you to marriage. So it's the 8, 8. The fortune, and I have 9 at the bottom of the deck. So this is more advanced type of reading tarot. If you want to know how to read tarot, the way I do, and you feel like teach you well, which I know I can, I have a tarot masterclass. All the classes are already made. So there's 90 plus pre-recorded classes. They're all available on channel membership. Tarot Gold membership. It's a monthly subscription. You can cancel at any time. As long as you're subscribed, you have access to all of them. You can use it as a library and just look at the classes, the videos for specific cards you want to learn. But if you really want to go through it, I highly recommend doing it chronologically. I've built that online course in a chronological order that is specific, it's intentional, it's for the sake of, I did it so that I place really strong foundations that support the next learning and the next learning and the next learning. Jump ahead, things won't necessarily make as much sense as they would if you'd seen the former readings. But again, you can do it however you want. We'd love to see you there. Anyway, Cancer. Yeah, I think the message was clear. Some of you, this is very specific, a channel. You're learning about something either in your family lineage, or cultural lineage, that you read, or a piece of about piece that you want to study further. You want to deepen your knowledge of it and research it, and you're traveling to do so. It could be an excavation, an archaeological research, or library to find a hidden old book that it's in a very specific library somewhere, or that an old family member has that you somehow get your hands on, and you read something and you're like, oh, and you want to learn more. So it might be going on that type of study, which the cards really support if that's the case. All right, amazing. Now, thank you, all the signs. Now we're going to do a collective message, and we're going to utilize the root. Right? Those of you who stepped up for the past 2 hours, you're amazing. You are tribe. I love you, and I'm so grateful to have you on my journey. Wow. Okay. Message from the runes for my collective of seekers, please. Anyone who will be going to this video live or the recording. August will be my collective of some terms. Ooh, amazing. Okay. First card, first rune out. Behu in the upright. Hotel. And Gebo, which doesn't have reversals. Okay. Whoa. First of all, interesting. This spells fog. But if I don't look at Gebo, but just look at the shape, X, as we know it also spells fox. It means something for some of you, fog and or fox. Your message, just something to bring attention to. If this was a one-on-one reading, I would say you're earning, gaining, receiving, or purchasing property or land in order to fully enjoy it and put out its potential. You're going to have to sell something else, leave something else, home, place, a property, a land. Yeah, some of you, family member that you need to move from or step away from or distance yourself. Remember, it's a group origin of some sort. It's not a group origin, it's a group of some sort. And with the 10 of Taurus, there is, for lasting stability that includes love and community and connection and building a future together, family and or community that applies to you, you've got to let go of something. And it's not something that is going to be easy to let go of, because that is something that it's our roots. It's the roots to the tree, it's the seeds to the roots. It's something that we're connected to. But it says, in order to gain this greater thing, greater sense of belonging, it has to be let go of. There's no, it can't have both. So I'm giving you the straightforward interpretation. Because these are general readings, I'm going to try to give a more general. So this could be something is being built in society right now for the greater good of humanity, for the trajectory of humanity in a positive way. But it means that some structures that we are very much attached to, connected to, not all of them are bad, by the way. Some of them have served us really, really well and have been a part of our growth and of our journey. It's not possible to be taken to the next step. It's like it will always be inside of you, but you can't continue implementing it. So the baby that was you will always be inside of you and a part of you. Is still the same genetic construct, but you're not a baby anymore. You can't act like you're not treated as a baby. So this is something in society or in your life on a bigger scale that's not just personal to, but you're a part of. That's people that you'll see in this month starting, society starting to move away from. This could be, for example, moving away from old educational or organization structures that we used to rely on and trust in and believe in that have been maybe corrupted. Maybe started out really good with intentions, with reason, but something happened along the way that destroyed them from the inside, taken over, corrupted. I can vocally say this about WHO, about the NIH, about the United Nations, or should I say the dictators. More than half of countries in the United Nations are dictatorships, which is why you can't really trust the resolutions and the votings that are happening, because more than half of the hands being lifted are hands that represent dictatorship and dictatorship. So they will vote in a way that represents them. And when it comes to health and medicine, these are organizations that have been sustaining illness for them to support their own income and to support insurance companies. And guys, this is one of those topics that can really harm my video just by talking about it. So if you could give us solid and make sure you support this video with all the buttons needed, like, type, comment, share, of course, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Make sure that I am rewarded and supported and speaking out truth and not spirit you just for the sake of, having views. Okay, I don't ever want to do that. So I won't do that. I've always been willing to sacrifice the well-being of my channel, my growth. I have been very stagnant when it comes to growth of my channel after being a super high trajectory for years. As soon as 2020 hit, and I refused to lie to you, and I refused to use code words, and I wanted to save as many people as possible. I was like, if I can save one person with speaking the truth, then it's worth it. I've been doing this for years, and literally from 2020 until now, my channel has been stagnant because of that. 2020 events, 2021, and 2023 instance. So please show up for me the way I show up for you, so that I'm able to continue to show up for you and that you're able to see me and others are able to do so as well. It's free, super easy to do the buttons thing. So please, thank you. So everything I'm saying right now is these organizations that are, they have this umbrella of goodness and of virtue, but they are rotten to their core. Darkness and greed and corruption and the fog and delusion that they have been wrapping humanity with, seemingly helping others, seemingly virtuous, seemingly charitable, but actually all about money, greed, and sustaining ignorance, and sustaining suffering, and sustaining illness, sustaining horrible people, power, while deflecting to non-horrible people as if they're horrible. Okay? Friendly reminder, that is a historic repeated fact. Tell me what you believe the Jew for, and I will tell you what you are. Anything you see as an accusation of the Jewish people, just do yourself a favor, practice critical thinking. I'm not telling you to believe. Practice critical thinking and look into that person or organization that make these claims and see the alignment between what they're accusing and saying and what it is that they're doing themselves. No greater power of, sustaining your actions and avoiding accountability than that of the deflection. Don't believe me for anything. I want you to check everything I say and check everything others say. I read today a post on Instagram that someone wrote who said that World War III, war of the mind. It takes place on minds. It's war on minds, on perception, on narrative, on truth, subjective relative truth. Very dangerous thing. It's very helpful when we see a child stealing so that we know it's a relative situation and maybe they're hungry and we need to help them. There is room for relative truth, but there has to be objective truth. I talk about it in my 2026 Year of the Horse yearly forecast. If you haven't seen it, but what I'm trying to say is don't believe me, don't believe anybody, because it's war on the mind and on the narrative. You want to practice critical thinking on everything. Ignore the caption, read the entire content, check the resources, and then double check and cross-reference with other sources. Do not stay stuck on one leaning towards your, ideological spectrum news channel. Always cross-reference. Watch both. Right, left, legacy, social media. This is a time where you have to do the work, and you can't afford to just watch the things you watch. Half a truth of the whole is a whole lie, and it's war on the mind. It's war on your perception. Do not be food for evil, well-meaning food for evil. Okay, do not let your empathy be weaponized against you. Do not listen to empty promises just they sound good. Free buses, who's going to pay the driver? How exactly? What? At what cost? There's no such thing as free, not in samsara. It doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, sounds great. Doesn't work like that. What's the price? Read the fine print. Look into history. Look into the places in the world. Is that system working? Freedom, unfortunately, is never a given. It has to be fought and sustained. It's taken from you like that. It takes less than one generation, less than 2 decades to have complete freedom. History has shown this time and time again. Not a time in human history to not know what's going on. I'm sorry, I know it's tempting. I don't want to know what's going on. I am so exhausted. I get it. It's hurtful, it's tiring, it's exhausting, it's depleting, it's painful. I get it, but this is your role as a spiritual light worker, as a spiritual warrior. This is what you're called to do. To know what's going on. If you don't want to spread the truth to your environment, to your circles, that's fine. At least you don't be deluded yourself. Don't be under delusion. You need to know the truth at least. At least. Don't be in the dark. Don't be played. Don't. Because if you're just not in the know, take that easy path that's very tempting. I understand. I myself really would love to do it. I'm tired. But it's going to continue and you can't afford it. You need to rest right now. Do the things to keep balance, exercise, meditate, eat well, sleep well, so that there's counterbalance to that. But we can't avoid doing this work. It's critical times now. Especially if you claim yourself to be on the path of enlightenment, of awareness, of shift, new earth, all that jazz. It's not going to happen by letting it go. Sorry. Genuinely, I feel for you. I know how hard and painful and scary it is to watch everything that's going on in the world. We're not meant to experience such overwhelming amount of information. We really need to expand our capacity to process all of this and take measures to keep ourselves balanced and strong and able to continue. It's effort. It's challenging. That's what we're called to do. Stay magic. Stay true. Stay free. Please stay free. I love you. Thank you. Bye for now.